This is Chiming In with Elise and David.
So it's the weekend after Thanksgiving, and I just wanted to circle back. First of all, are you exhausted? Was everything fulfilled? I'm still full, speaking of filled.
Yeah, I definitely am exhausted. It was like a really long day, Thanksgiving. I just feel I don't know what happened, but time seemed to expand that day. And at the end of the day, I literally felt like I'd been up for like 3 days. It was insane.
It is 3 days in one because you wake up and we have our parade and the dog show and some preparation, cooking, and then we put out all of our nosh. We have a really big counter, really, that we use, an island that has all the delicious things that you never really eat all year, or we don't anyway eat all year.
Oh yeah, the cheese and the
Cheese and dips
appetizers.
and dried fruit and nuts and everything. And so then that kind of starts the whole feeling of
Feast.
feast. Exactly.
You know, we talked about this in one of the other episodes that when you have a new experience, when you have an experience you're not used to all the time, it does seem to expand time. And I feel like that happened that day because we were doing things that we don't normally do. And it really felt like a long day. Did you
I
feel
heard
that
about
way?
that.
Yeah.
You're still tired.
Yeah, I'm a little bit tired.
No, it was really great to have everybody here. We had all the kids under one roof. That always feels that's very calming for me. Do you notice that as a dad? I feel like every morning that they're all here, I wake up and I'm like, what day is it? What's going on? Where's everybody? And to know when I wake up that they're all in their bed, that's really, I think moms really understand when I'm saying that. Do you feel that as a dad, or is that just like,
I really hadn't thought about it until you just mentioned that. So, yeah,
That's-
something to think about.
case in point? Yeah, no, it just is something very beautiful in that everyone's home, but no one's up yet. And I don't know, it's a very warm, it is obviously is nostalgic because of course there was a time that everyone did that every day and that no longer happens. So I think there's a little bit of that feeling, but also just I think it's a mom thing that you just feel whole. I know a lot of moms that sort of stay up in the middle of the night when their kid isn't home, but they're expected to be. And so, yeah, we had a few days of everyone under one roof and home before 2 a.m. So it was awesome.
Were you there when we were playing Imposter?
I was sitting at a different table reminiscing at the time with my aunt and my mom and sister. So I don't think we played the round I think you're about to tell.
Yes. So we were playing, and Nathan, my father-in-law, was across the table from me.
And all the kids.
All the kids. We was like 6 of us. And the word was scarf. And I ended up making a reference to scarfing something down, like not something that you have around your neck, but
Don't
scarfing.
you have to just do one word?
Yeah. So it was like
So whatever word was on
the word was scarf.
Oh.
And so I made reference to something like eating quickly or something like
You have
that.
to use one word. What was your word?
I can't remember,
All
like
right,
gluttony or something like that, as
Okay.
opposed to something around your neck. Anyway, so Nathan says, it's not scarf, it's scoff. And I'm like, I don't think that's right. So we were like making fun of him, thinking, no, it's not scoff.
I remember he turned to me and asked me, and I wasn't so convinced scoff was the right word.
Right.
So you guys had a little moment.
After he left, they left for
I
the
did
day.
pull up my dictionary app.
You looked it up, and like the 10th explanation for
Yeah,
scoff.
I had to scroll down past like 75 advertisements to find one last definition.
And it was very similar to scarfing
Yeah,
something down.
voraciously
It was like eating
eating,
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
it was
was
pretty funny.
Literally the same exact definition for both words.
So we had a confession to make.
Yes, sorry for laughing so loud. We had to definitely
Apologize for making fun of him for the wrong word. It was very funny.
We also mentioned last time having the college age kids home, and
Right.
how sometimes that,
Reentry.
yeah, that transition is interesting.
Hmm.
And I would say that I was so happy, and I think she was happy, and it started off awesome.
Mm.
And then what, I don't know, day 3 or 4, all of a sudden cuz the whole week really that she was here, and I love you, honey, but like all of a sudden things started to gently tip and skew just a little less happy and a
Mm-hmm.
little more irritated. And I knew that things were starting to turn the day that she was like going out to see friends, and says to me in a panic that she has nothing to wear, did not bring clothes home. This is basically a me problem, me mom, not a her problem. And I
Hmm.
was like, this is curious. So funny part was me. I'm on the phone and I said, you can borrow whatever you want in my closet.
Mm-hmm.
And she still fought me on it. I was like, oh, we're doing this. Assume your positions. We're back into um, what's
The roles that we play.
yes, the roles that we play.
Yeah, and there's also Black Friday, so she can go shopping on
I said
Fridays.
that. I said, why don't you go shopping? Why don't you? No, nothing was the right answer. It was actually really funny. And it reminded me when a kid, it's like the young adult version of when they're kids, and
Mm.
nothing works, nothing's right. There, even if you give them what they asked for, they didn't want it now. There's a whole sort of mini tantrum going on as a
Don't you
young
think,
adult.
though, that it's them basically being comfortable enough to feel that way in their own house and with their own
Oh, of
parents and
course. I
siblings?
think in that particular situation, I just sat and held the space and was like, okay, okay. And I mean, to not be able to like sort of snap out of it and be like, oh, okay, thank you. That's kind of what I was asking for. But to still be in conflict, the conflict was inside her. So
Mm.
I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and try not to snap
Mm-hmm.
and count to 3 and calm myself down. I can only worry about myself.
So you just kind of hovered above the situation and
Yeah,
saw it for what it
well,
was.
I also might have hung up on her at the end.
Bad mom. Bad mom.
I mean, listen, there's only so much someone can take. So once we went around in circles a couple times, I was done. But not the best
Did you
moment.
at
But
least say I love you before you hung up on her?
mm-mm,
No?
mm-mm. Oh, maybe I probably did. I probably was like, okay, love you, bye, and hung up. Yeah, I probably totally did.
That sounds right.
I also wanted to tell our podling listeners,
You love that name.
it's so cute, that I got the most amazing gift from a bestie who was like not explaining what she needed to bring me, but she definitely seemed like she had to see me prior to Thanksgiving. So I was
Right.
like, oh my God, did she make her famous pumpkin muffins? Oh my God. So I kept telling everyone, get ready. We might be getting the pumpkin muffins. And so it wasn't. It was maybe better. Did
What was it?
it
Tell
okay.
everybody.
It was a adorable dish that says Team Canberry.
Perfect. Somebody was listening to our podcast before.
It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. And so, of
And we got
course,
to use it.
yes. So of course, it went on the table, or the island, I should say. We kind of did buffet, and it had the little can of Canberry. I schlooped it out, as my writer friend said. It plooped out, and we sliced it. It was very satisfying, and it sat on the Team Canberry dish. Thank you, Jill. It was amazing. And I also was, I mean, your mom she's a food pusher,
Mm-hmm.
and she brought the cranberry sauce that shall not be talked about too much on this day, but she pushed and pushed, and I did taste it.
Yeah.
But
How would you think?
no, I didn't. I don't like it. It had orange zest or something in
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
which absolutely ruined the moment entirely. Because I was okay with the texture. I'm a grown up now, but it was terrible.
Well, I can tell you, I didn't have either
I
because I am
know.
not a cranberry eater.
I know. But no, I appreciated it being brought and put on the table for those that enjoyed it. She loved it.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah, good times. So, enough of all of that. Let's turn our attention to the moment now, which is the Sunday after Thanksgiving and a tradition that it seems like a lot of people turn to. And I think it goes way back in history. I don't think it's any one religion or culture, but I think that this is the time of year where the lights come out and the decor comes out, and it's can be themed, right? Obviously, it can be Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, all the things. But I like to think about it as a time where we're about to sort of go into our caves, right? In a way, and we are about to lose even more time of daylight. And I actually have done some thought and writing about this. I'm not gonna read anything at the moment, but I'll just talk about it. And that is that this next week or two, we are now entering into the shortest days of the year where the daylight is the kind of dwindling. And so the sunset is much, much earlier.
Yeah, like at 4:30.
Yeah, so literally in the next few weeks, we're going to be in days experiencing that. And it made me realize that perhaps that was one of the reasons why candles and lamps and lights were brought upon, the house inside and out differently, because there really literally wasn't light. And I think of, holding up basically as the winter comes and the winter sets in, we spend a lot more time in our in our in our homes. And so the feeling of, I like to call it, beautifying our spaces and bringing the outdoors in is actually a really old mindset. I think in general humans did that, especially in various cultures. And so when our kids were little, I came to the idea that, for us, Hanukkah is the festival of lights. We get to do this too, because there's, of course, a little envy typically that happens this time of year.
Christmas envy, sure.
Yeah. But really, if you break it down, or I'm breaking it down, I don't think of it that way. So I would like to suggest a new way of thinking about that.
And what would that be?
So I have a vision of the sun, and actually this is a little bit where our cover art for this podcast came into play. I don't know if I told you that, but I have a vision for the sun, that the sun rays are like extensions, like eyelashes, and that when the sun rises, it's sort of like the eye is opening. Okay. And as the sun sets, it makes me feel like the rays fold down, like the sun is, like the eye is closing. So, in the thought that the sun is setting so much earlier than it does other times of years, other times of the year, it's like it needs a rest, a longer rest, like it's sleeping longer. And so then it's up to us, the humans, the children of the world, of the earth, to keep the light while it's resting. It needs longer. It needs longer. I should write a children's story about this, maybe.
I love that. I think that's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking it's like, you know how a lot of my friends think I do the Irish goodbye?
I don't know what that is.
You don't? That's
No.
what they say.
Oh, is that when you leave early?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Well, not, yeah, maybe a little early.
Without
but
saying goodbye? You
Yeah.
just slip out
Yeah. Well, that, yeah.
at a party or a celebration of some sort with a lot of people.
Yes, I hereby declare a gratitude and thanks to all my friends who include me in all the events and things in their life. If you do not see me at the end of the night, I love you and I thank you forever. Is that okay
I
to say?
think that's a great
Okay, but
disclaimer.
yeah, so that's apparently that's called an Irish goodbye. I think of the sun at this time of year sort of doing an Irish goodbye, right?
Mm,
It's like it's all of a sudden you're like it's 3:30. Why is it getting dark? And the next hour it's gone. It's like, what? But I think that it can, instead of it being such a sort of disappointment, why don't we say thank you?
mm,
And we can we can allow all parts of our human experience to be okay, including this time. And there is something to be said for being home maybe a little, feeling like it's later than it is.
mm.
Maybe that's also okay. Our bodies are supposed to rest differently. And that's back to beautifying our cave, beautifying our home. Why not put the little lights around and make the inside of our house magical during that time? If it was daylight, we would not see it the same way.
It's so true.
Right. I have chills. So the greenery, the branches, it all, Christmas tree, whatever works for you, I would encourage us to consider that the shorter day can kind of awaken a certain instinct inside of us. And it's pretty ancient, I think. And it doesn't really truly relate to a religious situation, right? If you learn the history, it's the bringing of the branches and trees and whatnot is not a religious thing. So if it feels right, whatever feels right, I guess, is what I'd like to say. We can soften the spaces indoor and out, indoors and out when the world around us is literally dark, when the sun is taking an extra break and a rest, we get to experience something special and magical, and everyone can be included, whatever way you want to in that.
I love that.
It's cross-cultural.
Hmm.
And so therefore, yes, I've given myself permission to buy new decor for this time of year.
Every day we get a Target box.
There were some cute things
Yeah,
there.
tell everybody what it is that you've been collecting.
Well, somebody needed something at Target, and it was a good idea to also maybe look through whatever they have available. And so I did find some adorable little, very inexpensive. I do have a thing for birds, so it was a little like holiday bird decor figurine thingies.
Yeah, with balls and like sleds and that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
no,
It's really cute.
fantastic. They all have like little characters. Check
Right.
them out.
Yeah.
This is not an advertisement. But our dogs think they're real or something.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
barking at
all of a
them.
sudden they start barking at them. It's hysterical. Anyway, so that's it for today. But we will not see you. We will be dropping
Heard.
again on Tuesday morning. That's our regular day that we plan to do our drops. And we encourage you to come back and listen. We have some really interesting topics that we plan on talking about on Tuesdays. And this upcoming one is not going to disappoint. It's very relevant to a lot of people. And I'm not going to tell you what it is.
That's right. Tease it more. And also, please, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, liking, and sharing the
They
episode.
don't mind.
They don't mind.
There are people.
That's right.
Our
It really,
podlings.
really helps a lot. So we really appreciate
Please
it.
actually, take out, if you're not driving, please do something right now. This is super important. If you like us at all, if you even like us a little bit, can you please take out your phone or your computer and go to this episode? And if you make sure that you're following our pod, it's a button at the top. Also, if you scroll down, you can rate with the 5 stars. Just click on that. You can write a review depending where what you're on. All of that really makes a difference. And I know I've said it 1,000 times. There's also a share button, like you're texting to somebody. If you share it to somebody, it's the most helpful thing you could do. So this is one of those episodes that maybe would be something interesting to share with somebody. And even if it's just yourself, send it to yourself. I think that works. Does that work? I don't know.
I don't know. Send it to your
All right.
spouse at
Thanks,
least.
guys.
All right. Take care.